Grand Rising, everyone. Happy Divino's Amor 23, year 0035, July 16, 2025, in the 3D world. Greetings to one, greetings to all. This is a royal decree to dismantle and ban the World Health Organization under natural law. Before I begin reading the royal decree, I would like to go over the high-level natural law analysis of the World Health Organization and why it must be dismantled. Structure. So number one, structure and legal mandate. The World Health Organization was created in 1948 as a specialized United Nations agency directing and coordinating global health. In practice, its constitution gives the body zero direct authority over sovereign nations. Yet through binding instruments such as international health regulations, and most recently the 2025 Pandemic Agreement, it has steadily enlarged its mandate from technical advisor to de facto ruler, setter for borders, lockdowns, diagnostics, and vaccines. The new treaty, adopted on 20th of May 2025, formalizes rapid reaction powers and logistics network that can override domestic procurement, while claiming it does not mandate national laws, an escape clause that cannot neutralize the treaty's built-in supremacy in crises. Number two, governance deficit. One member, one vote masks donor power. Although every country sits in the World Health Assembly, day-to-day strategy is decided by a 34-member executive board dominated by high-income states and secretariat. Director General discretion. The Pandemic Accord gives the Director General authority to declare emergencies that trigger treaty obligations, concentrating power in a single unelected official. European legal scholars warn this shift decision-making from supportive to commanding, eroding state sovereignty. Challenges from within. Slovakia and several United States have already announced they will not recognize the accord, citing human rights and sovereignty breaches, an unprecedented revolt inside the UN body. Natural law perspective. Legitimate governance requires the voluntary, informed, and individual consent of free sovereign beings. A centralized health authority issuing population-wide edicts without direct consent violates the natural law principles of self-determination and bodily autonomy. Number three, funding and corporate capture. World Health Organization's budget is only 16 to 20% assessed contributions. That's membership dues. More than 80% is earmarked voluntary contributions, steered by governments, development banks, and large philanthropies, chiefly the Gates ecosystem, leaving the agency with free control over barely a quarter of its spending. In 2025, the U.S. Gates Foundation and Gavi rank among the top financiers, together shaping program priorities from vaccine rollout to surveillance tech. Donor earmarking means corporate or geopolitical interests can veto or fast track policies contradicting impartial science-based decision making. Natural law perspective. When a body derives its resources from private foundations and politically motivated states rather than the voluntary exchange of value with the people it purports to serve, it breaches natural law maxim that authority flows upward from the governed, not downward from financiers. Number four, performance record and harm. Independent reviews highlight critical failures during COVID-19. Late emergency declarations, delayed mass guidance, slow recognition of airborne spread, reluctance to back travel precautions, and bureaucratic red tape that costs lives and livelihoods worldwide. Under natural law, any institution causing demonstrable harm by action or omission must make whole those injured or lose its mandate. The World Health Organization's missteps contributed to excess mortality, prolonged lockdowns, and the erosion of local economies, thereby breaching the natural law duty to first do no harm. Number five, expansion through the 2025 Pandemic Agreement. Key treaty clauses. Article 4 establishes World Health Organization as directing and coordinating authority, overrides communal self-government. Article 8, 100-day vaccine approval, circumvents precautionary principle, jeopardizing informed consent. I will read that slowly again. Article 8. 100-day vaccine approval circumvents precautionary principle, jeopardizing informed consent. Article 17. Global social listening apparatus legalizes censorship, silencing dissenting healers and sovereign voices. Even though the final text adds a sovereignty disclaimer, emergency procedures, global supply chain controls, and digital health certificates remain in force when Director General calls the shot. This model contravenes natural law, resistance to prior restraint, and coercive surveillance. Number 6. Natural law grounds for dissolution of World Health Organization. Number 1, no legitimate consent. Free sovereign beings never delegated their innate right to self-care to an unelected entity in Geneva. Number 2, incurable conflict of interests. A funding model dominated by corporate philanthropic earmarks, it's structurally incapable of disinterested stewardship. Chronic breach of precautionary principle. Repeated global recommendations ignored minority and holistic health perspectives, favoring proprietary pharmaceuticals over natural immunity and local remedies. Number 4, violation of bodily autonomy, the emergent regime of vaccine passports and digital ID conditions, basic movement and livelihood on medical compliance, and upfront to natural law, freedom of the body and conscience. Number 5, subsidiarity ignored. Health is inherently local. Culture, diet, climate, genetics. Imposing one-size-fits-all standards negates local wisdom and remedies, usurping community competence. Number 7, strategic path forward. 1, peaceful disbandment. Invoke domestic natural law provisions to repudiate membership, withdraw funding, and nullify treaty obligations. 2, decentralized health councils. Empower local circles of healers, researchers, and community elders to set context, appropriate guidelines, transparently funded by voluntary exchange. 3, open source health intelligence. Replace proprietary data silos with peer-reviewed permission-less platforms where every free being can audit evidence and propose remedy. 4, restorative justice. Establish tribunals under natural law to adjudicate harms, lockdown losses, vaccine injuries, censorship damages, ensuring restitution. Conclusion. This is the analysis under natural law. Under natural law, legitimacy rests on voluntary, transparent, and harm-free governance aligned with the sovereign dignity of every man and lady. The World Health Organization, by concentrating power, operating under donor capture, and repeatedly compromising bodily autonomy, has violated these core tenets. Its dismantling is therefore not only justified but obligatory. In its place must rise a decentralized, consent-based health architecture that honors the self-healing intelligence of free sovereign beings and the custodial stewardship of our communities and planet. Next is the royal decree.